Good evening and welcome to Northwest News. I am your host Nyaka Masala, and today in studio we are joined by a very lovely lady by the name of Naledi Ramaboea. Naledi, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
For a lot of people that are watching on New Infinite Television, they don't know Naledi Kimang. I think we've only seen you on our newspapers, and can you just tell us how Naledi Ramaboea
Okay. Leina la ka ke Naledi, mara Naledi ke second name. Ke gotsa ke dirisa boitshoko. Ke boitshoko Naledi Ramaboea. Ke le khabela go Ramaboea ke goletse mo teng. Tshola go teng ka tsena sekolo go bona kgogo. Later ka bo di 97 then ka ya go postgraduate school. Then ke matriculate go Ramaboea High.
Okay.
Then Naledi ke motho na le lerato, na le pelo telele ya ka dimela ka le bua boitshoko, ke na le boitshoko le ga ke batla se ke ka kgona gore ke nne le persistent go fitlhela ke persevere go fitlhela ke se kry-a selo se ke se batlang. Then ke godisitswe ke go le ntatemogolo, so ba sa se ba tlhokofetse.
Okay.
Yes, ne sa nne le mama.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree, because like I said earlier, we don't have any idea of the kind of person that you are, because all we've seen in the media, and more especially on your Facebook page, we've seen quite a lot of things that you do, but that's one thing that we'll get to later on in the show. But how do you like khodiso ya gago o gotse o na le bomang, like you are saying khodiso ke tatemogolo le mmemogolo, like do you have sisters, do you have brothers, cousins and so forth?
Yes, I am the eldest. I've got two siblings, a brother and a sister. So we were raised, as I said, by our late grandparents. So they were quite. My grandmother was a strict. She was a strict granny, unlike other grannies that who ba spoila bana. One a le firm, and then one a go tsaya ta gore re ba le re ithute thata. So ma ana le lerato gape. So ke one of the qualities tse ne ke di rata ka ga go mo bophelong. Di values tsa di feelings of already nile impact mo bophelong. Gona no ke santse ke le motho ke le nyane ka baka la khodiso e ba mfileng yona. And then gape mo community ne le batho ba ratang gore ba etse di changes. Our community builder go tloga before ba tla go robega ba le go springs. So ne ba le quite active. So e le gore ke lo go rata go nna involved, o rata go thusa batho. So lerato leo la go thusa batho ke le kry-ile fo.
So from upbringing by a very strict grandparent, but now to entering into a beauty pageant, because I know our parents would want us, more especially, I was also raised by my grandparents, and they would want us to be your doctor or the nurse or social workers or teachers and so on and so forth. How did your grandmother feel with you now going into this industry, beauty pageants?
Okay, nanta wana for me yang ijibile ke nante I encourage. So but the khona ya ka ke builo na rata go tsena sekolo re ithute. Aka khona no ga ke etse modeling as a career.
Okay.
Ke another interest ke passion.
All right.
Ka dilo ke reka mo
Okay.
Strata control officer ke reka mo engineering.
Oh, okay. Yes. And then what does an instructor login generator do?
No, strata control officer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In a simple form, what I said. Let's say before ho mmereko wa one ke gore re atla ra checka gore go identify all the hazard.
Okay.
We identify the geological features. Then ke re tsala ke risk assessment. Re bona gore go a kgonega gore go maenege mo. Then ge le go a kgonega re fa di instruction gore o go tlo maniwa yang re fa le tsa support. Then after ga se ba startile go blasta ra tla re tsa routine visit re check gore go prevent the fatality tsa fall of grounds.
So by day we go mining, but probably at weekend and then you go out, you become, but once you come underground and then you transform into a beauty pageant that you are.
Yes, so I get chase up immediately feel like get chase up. Then I get la mo then as soon as it's like my other uniform.
Okay.
So kinako from mesong up until 3, then after 3 get tiro.
And then you have to, I'm assuming you have to like now change your character. Shifted from that the person who works underground now, because I don't know, but because I'm assuming once you how you go underground, how you underground do overall makaramba, I don't know what they call it, helmets, and then overall the gumboots. You become a mess, and then once you reach the surface, and then you have to change and transform into a beauty pageant now.
But the change my personality is still the same.
Yes.
Whether keep on miracle, or don't get the same Naledi. So no one go miracle. Keratela hore ke thusa hore ke prevent the workforce go se ka nna le batho ba go balana. Then ke itumela ga shift fela go ne ke a se sa teng go sena batho ba go balana gore go menyu go fetswe go tswe mo pleke go sena ope o go betseng ore o sena ope o tlhokofetseng.
And then how did you get into mining? Because it's a very, the reason I'm asking you this is because mining is as a male dominated industry. So I'm not too sure how you got into it, because more because it's one of the an industry and familiar with Rustenburg people. Why and how did you get into mining?
Okay, after ke matriculate ke ile ka ya go Gauteng ka ile go nna le mama go Ivory Park go Tembisa. So ne ke mining ne ke sa nagana gore ke tla bereka mo mining. So but then e be le gore ka le rato la charity inkisa ke bereka ke volunteer go Elim Clinic Rehabilitation. Yes. So ke ke tla nna le rato then ka branching to Messi. But then gantse di goya ngoba kana setse le motho a fokola ene bana ba go ga ba le banyane, then ke a tshwanela ke gore ke tla mo Rustenburg ke tlogele that leadership. Then ke fetsa which was for 4 years. So ga ke ka khona then ka tla mo Rustenburg ga ke tsena mo Rustenburg ga gona sepe plus ntse ke tsa gape le di call center. Hona di call center ka fa ke letsa go join. So ka tshwanela ke gore ke batle mmereko go mine, and then ne le yone le gore o batla go mine o kra tšhelete e botoka gona le go Shoprite. Then ke ge ke tla simolla ke market, but ga ke le go teng ka ne ke sena any qualification. Ke startile ke bereka like a general labor. Then from there ke ge ke tla developer up until ke na strata control office.
That's quite interesting. Osanto only go Robega. Osanto na go Robega kanelo.
No, khonelo ke nna teng mo Rustenburg ke ke go gae. Ke go teng go Robega mara ke go dile setse o ga wa tsana go nna ba yes so kwale ke le lapa le ke tlogetse monna ke setse ke le motona ke batletse go ke nna teng ke nne go le motho tshwanetse go robe so le di jara di ntse tla gore ke nne le ntlo e leng yaka.
Go ne go le yang go gola go Robega?
ke bua ne ke go iswe ke koko Ostrich mara go bega go ne go ka kgodiso ke go tsena ne go le monate but ne ke se ngwana o tletse ke mo strateng a ke tswa ke na le ditsala ra tswa mo sekolong bo tsholo ba gona bo fella go mo tseleng o mo lo mongwe ga tsena kwa bona o focusa mo dibukeng o tswa go o focusa mo tirong ya legae then o bona gape ka mamo so ka go ka na sa rate bana ba rata strata le ditšhomi tse tla tlhelang ke kwa bo tšhomi ya gona botsa go ga o le kwa bo tšhomi ya go every now and then we tutaneng o itutane go konoma kaneng ba bona so o na re butela gore ka mosotso go le mosadi o ithute ditiro tsa mo gae
so go tse o le an introvert that's what you say gore o goletse o le ka mo gare ka gae
not necessarily gore ne ke reng okay ne ke se motho buang thata
ba sa tla letla
ke re ke tlhaloganya gore go ba ka o re preparela ka mmamoso in the future so ene le a ke a kgona gore ke mo leboge because sona nang ke motho o nang le maikarabelo ka itse gore ke mang ke batla mo botshelong so khodiso ya mfileng le nna ka go ruta bana ba ka ga ke nna le bona ka tsatsi le
all right we will be back after this break. We're going to take a very short break Santrana le Naledi Buisoko Ramaboea, right? So after the break we'll be talking about the title. Amongst those titles will be the Queen of Africa. As you can see, she's got a sash here, the Queen of Africa 2020. We'll talk more about her life as a beauty pageant. Stay tuned, we'll be back right after this break. Welcome back to Northwest. Today you are still tuned into New Inferno Television. We are still hanging out with Miss Queen of Africa 2020, Naledi Buisoko Ramaboea. Naledi, but you prefer Buisoko, right?
Give us Nigarata Alabama. So with Naledi Kismonzo Dirisa Africa.
But your brand Naledi brands. Okay, so I'm just going to stick to Naledi. Okay, so I see on you have a sash there, Queen of Africa 2020. Tell us about that.
Okay. Since last year I got crowned as the overall winner for Miss Africa Elite, which ended on the 2nd of November.
Okay.
So it's a journey from a finalist up until you got crowned. They look at your charity work and you as a person. So after I got crowned, it didn't end there. The journey continued. So each and everything from the crownings from 1st December 2018, we had to do a portfolio. They literally checked everything, social media, what we are doing, our charity project, we report daily. As a title holder. So then up until for your international title, Canada, ba check up, ba go sekolong, ke tiro ya ka bosa ga go go check. So ba ntse ba lebeletse gore ke ntse ke performa yang as a title holder. So Queen of Africa ke title e tona go feta ya Miss Africa Elite. So ba ne ba lebella normally ba crown one person more the title holders last year. I think we are about close to 40. So balibela the continental and international title holders by 2019. So then we had to submit a portfolio of your charity. Don't do the get chance to the more community, and then balibela when you went globally, how did you perform?
Yeah.
So from there, then we were 4 finalists. But we made history. I was among the best women. But change
Oh wow.
Yes, but dedicated them for the serve their community. So we made history for the first time. The 4 of us, we were crowned because the judges, they didn't know which one to crown. So when they left it to the CEO. CEO then we gave our portfolios. Then all these 4 women deserve to be crowned. So I'm sharing it with my fellow sisters. The reign will end next year.
Oh, okay. So it's not like those pageants where you walk on a ramp, to the king, or your evening wear, and then walk and. It's not that kind, is it?
It is like they say, it's Africa pageant.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, we do like any other. Yes, we do pageant. Except the air one is different because they focus on more on empowering women.
Okay.
So it's any person.
Yeah.
Any mosadi o molomo as long as analyze lerato to support the changes mo tseleng ba ga le go empowera basadi ba bang. In the category 5 Miss 18 to 25, Miss MS 25 to 30, then Miss Elite. It's from 30 to 40, those that are still single, married or widowed. Then the Misses and the Classics.
Okay.
So, haina restriction, but any other bit contest, honali hore bas ba score more work. Ka swimwear wa yapara, then wapara your national costume, then wapara happy your evening wear. Then balibela all the rem skills. But Jelly is immediately after una F finalist who submitted that online entry.
Because I'm looking at you and you have this beautiful aura. You present yourself so beautifully, and it as a person. Why did you not enter your Miss South Africa, your Miss Teen South Africa? You know, those kind of pageants. Is there a specific criteria? Because I'm also looking at your height. I mean, I'm taller than you. I may be bigger than you, but I'm taller than you. And as far as I know, I don't know. With other pageants, I think your height would count as a disadvantage. Is there any other reason you didn't enter your Miss South Africa as your Miss Teen South Africa while growing up?
Yes.
Disadvantage
because most of people oh, you're actually quite short because Canada was the shortest. The platforms, but still I am short. So in discourage and then later some more the townships or main discourage because the same people.
Okay. Yes.
How is this famous girl outgoing? How great title?
Your 8 girls of the village.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's in discourage, but then now prepare for something bigger.
Yeah.
So that's why I substitute that interest. That's when volunteer charity or get the changes in society.
quite a lot of titles under your name. There's a Queen of Africa 2020, which is reigning now, and you just got now in November. You Miss Africa Elite United Nations 2019, Miss Ambassador United Nations 2019 and 2020. This title ends in 2020.
Yes.
And then you have Miss United Nations International. You were the first runner-up. It's also this year.
Yes.
And then there's Miss Elite Phase of Africa, Dignity Dreams Queen 2018 and 2019. How is it from a girl from the village, from humble beginnings? How has the journey been? From where you grew up to where you are now?
The journey has been wonderful, full of transformation, as you have seen. I didn't believe for one day I'll actually be crowned as an overall winner from Obeja. But the yaka ke buile sengwe le sengwe se na le nako. So your rejections sometimes mo bophelo o ske wa leta di go discourage modimo go prepare la for a journey e leng gore wa deserve. So ke ne ka ina motlotlo thata ke feel gore I'm the first ever from Korobega to be able to be crowned Miss Africa Elite. I'm the first ever person more Obeja to go globally and actually come with a global a title that's bigger, because Miss Ambassador UN, it's actually an overall. We were 5 of all the winners. I got the highest scores.
Okay.
So it's actually bigger than I ever thought.
So what does it mean, Kore? You are Miss Ambassador United Nations. What does that entail? What do you have to do to once you have won the title? What do you have to do to hold up to it?
Okay. They mainly focus. They choose contestants as I was the Miss Africa Elite United Nations.
Yes.
So they actually they crown you Africa pageant. What I like about it, they crown you for international title that's befitting. They will look at your personality and the things that you do. So they'll send you to a pageant that they know that you've got the ability to win. So se itseng gore ke go United Nations pageant ke ba lebelletse the community work e ke etsang di volunteer le yona UN United Nations ba lebelletse basadi ba le gore ba dedicated gore ba change maphelo a batho le gore ba empower basadi.
Growing up, even before you were a title holder, you had so many titles. Who was your role model, especially in this industry that you are in?
Okay, role model but Naledi Kukwaka. So but when I go choose batho ba ile gore ga ba itse all celebrities, but we forget batho ba ile go ba gaufi le rona. Na ke lebelletse Nkokwaka, but o ile le gore ne le a celebrity mo modeling ke choose ne ke rata ba setsala ma. Okay. From humble beginnings, she's done quite a lot for herself.
Yeah. Which is I think, because I would assume because I was going to be a bit questionable, because with the nature of work that you do, if you're going to say your celebrities outside, your models outside, like your Naomi Campbell's, well, she's the only one that I know anyway. So we'll be back after the break. Can we take a quick break? We'll be back. Stay tuned to more New Film Television. We are still going to continue Naledi Ran. Welcome back. You are still tuned into New Inferno Television, and Usanta Onali beautiful Nyakalo Masala, as well as Naledi Ramaboea, who is the current holder, the title holder of Queen of Africa 2020. She's got quite a lot of accolades under her name. We mentioned before the break, amongst those accolades is Miss Africa Elite United Nations, Miss Ambassador United Nations. Because you're a beauty pageant, we all know beauty pageants usually have these charity work. Throughout this interview, you have been consistent with your love for charity work, which is, I believe, is one of the reasons that you formed your foundation, with Naledi Ramaboea Foundation. A bit more about this foundation. What does it entail? What do you do in the foundation? The kind of projects that the foundation does.
Okay. With this foundation, from childhood, a foundation. So, but last year as a finalist, I started for my desk, but it was operating informally. So only before I went to Canada, we got registered. Now it's a registered foundation. So we into support this sponsorship because I was starting as a finalist. So foundation in Naledi other projects underneath. So ke tla simola ka go bua ka ya Mitsoko. Since last year, mere focus ka go thusa mo go batho ba sokolang for go borolelo go na le community ke informal settlement. So mo jareng ke ba collecta dia potsa mariga, then ka selemo after sena ke ba eletsa tsona, then re kgona go thusa mo go tlhokeng ka dijo le di families tse di tlhokang dijo, then le bana ba ile gore ba sokola go dikolong kgona go ba thusa ka di school uniform. Okay. Then annually ne get a party for our senior citizens. So kinale project e lo gore ke passionate ka yona ya underneath that ke restoring the dignity of a girl child project. Mo e lo gore focus on menstrual health, since well it's a big problem bana ba bantsi ga ba sekolo because ba tlhoka di sanitary pads. So ke mo ke bona gore ke raise the funds gore ke kgone go thusa bana, ke supply both washable and disposable. So ya ka go bule Africa pageant ne na le charity that dignity dreams. So e leng gore re tshwanetse re raise the funds for yona. But then it didn't end there. As a finalist, I continue. Still now, I'm still handing out, donating washable sanitary pads. They last for 2 to 5 years. So more as them as a whole, I've supplied 150 young women. So for the next 4 to 5 years, one battery capacity, everybody and then since Kidi started this project, the course scholarly my teacher absenteeism more than if we put a little so case of put and continue. Then namely after my grandmother, Alina Modene, Princesses and Queens Empowerment Project. Focus on mentoring young girls, empower. So, everyone have a horiki form, ki horeno honali, banwell last year. The Hamzikile finalist, the Batava Naledi, Osnam to Copa to say Gadilo metric fair, Copa to say so, make it to some phone. So Governor Hoyt again, take it as a project because Kunalibana Babanti Batrokan Hore by metric dance and then get away on Hore over metric dance. So next year, get a focus Katamoy, Kisa to see Hanya Bana phone. So get to identify the goal next year go na le dikolo tse dingwe tse ke di listileng ke tlo go di adopta but nka se ka di bula since well it's not yet formal. So mo sekolong ke tlo go identify bana ba ile gore ba performer and then gape ba tlhaga mo. Yes. So re tlo go ba thusa from mesese, makeup, everything up and go from head to toe. Yes. But ba tshwanetse gape ba ithute thata.
And then Gurulelo, this project of Gurulelo, the sanitary pads, do you have the donations or funds from the government officials or the private sector? How do you go about it?
So one of the challenges this pageant and focus on charity, it's on that whole acquire these sponsors. But since I can one of the disadvantage I didn't have a registered foundation. So but a registered foundation where they can claim for tax what so that's why I have to focus on more dignity dreams. In that's an 18A article for tax. So if a company want to sell a sponsor, they get that tax certificate. So but in discouraged of more passionate purpose so nekikopa donation from batho lo di collecting then le mama le ene last year o thusitse tata a bakery kuku e le gore wa di rekisa go tirong so gore re khone gore re reke about 250. So only this year 150 plus. Last year ke supply 50. So ka the 20 November ke tlo supply gape tse di mo schoolong. So one of the challenges I have ke go acquire the sponsor. O tshwanetse o tswa out there but go tlo nna go na le menyako e tswalega. Yes. But o ske wa letla gore go discourage and then gape batho ba batla go sponsor motho e leng gore she's well known. Yes. At first never say to gore Naledi ke mang and then they didn't know gore ke tsa eng. So now batho ba bantsi ba then I've got a portfolio ke na le build a brand. So I think as well after ke etsa all this foundation ha ke ya ke kokota ba tle ba bona gore le nna tšhelete e ke etsa eng ka yona.
So for a person, an individual, maybe Lena or in the foundation, probably donate the sanitary pads or the clothing or whatever. How do they go about it?
Okay, mostly more ke post on Facebook. Okay. More Facebook kikeraha under Naledi RAM. Then kinali a page. Yeah, Naledi Ramaboea at Miss Africa Elite 2019. So we post out everything more but baba ngetla le batho le go ke kopana le bona ba bona okay Naledi o ntse collecta dilo ba ntlisetsa tsona ba ga ka ilo di collecta but di sanitary pads di washa go ha ke kreile a sponsor ha ke tšhelete mo go nna the was sign a form then go account ya go dignity dreams then no fafela a copy or ke khona trace that order then but le gona ha batla gore a di donate le go a specific school wa ka etsa yalo then ke khona gore ya go or sometimes ba batla ba no o ka nna di sa go sekolong so o batla gansa then after that wa khona gore re mo mention re mo acknowledge gore di tlhaga go a particular individual or a company and then le gona ga batla gore a brand the lina la gagwe mo tsona di washa go pads you can do that then na o tla be le sponsor zaka I'll be able to mo promote on my social media.
What are your dreams or hopes for the future in your career? What do you hope to achieve?
Okay, it's to leave a legacy. Because as a person, ke tla ke feletse ke le mo charity ile ya nna go mo bophelo go nna le dilo di situations tse le gore di feletsa di go bula matlo then one day ka tsoga ke ipotsa go itse ke Naledi if you were to die tomorrow how will other people remember you?
Yeah.
And o tla be o tlogetse eng batho ba tlo buang ko funeraleng ya gago lebeletse gore go kwa ka le ntatemogolo a ka ne le batho ba e leng gore ne ba tlotlega thata. So they left an impact. Even now, but I acknowledge for those things. So no, I have to create something say in years to come. But my children legacy. Because of
So in short, Naledi, what is your message to the youth who probably want to follow in your footsteps?
Okay. Message I can not necessarily but well or what I come on ditoro. Ke fokeleng teng fa ka ba ka la ditoro because ga ka ke ka letlela ditoro tsa ka gore di so. Then anything is possible. You can achieve anything. So batho ba batlang go branch into this modeling ke gore fela ba etse a research modi pageant tse ba tlang go tsena because gona no go na le di bloggers yes batho ba ileng gore ba eletsa di ba dora ba setsana for the pageant tse ileng gore ga se tsona. So o tshwanetse o etse a research o ilebella gore pageant ke ya neng e simolotse kae o ilebella thoroughly before o ya go yona. Then o ilebella le di values tsa teng le di visions gore ke something so ileng gore se tsamaisana le wena.
From Naledi, you must do research, especially now because the hype, the rate here human trafficking, especially of young girls, is very high in South Africa and other countries. So Naledi, thank you so much for your time. I wish we had a lot more time to talk to you because it's quite. I think what you're doing, the work that you do is it's impeccable, and we should salute you. And for taking your time to tune into New Inferno Television. Until we meet again, from myself, Nyakana Musala, Naledi Ram, it's a good night.